श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We were doing verse 18. Did we complete that? Verse 18?
No, 194.
We are at page 194, Swamiji.
194.
194, second para, we have to start.
Okay. Will somebody quickly recap, because almost the end of that commentary, somebody briefly talk about what we read in the last class in this verse. Atmajnana Mahanidra Drimbitesmin Jaganmaye Dirghaswapne Swarantyete Swarga Mokshadi Vibhramaha. The verse talks about Dirghaswapna. Somebody like to quickly summarize?
Yes, Swamiji. So, like we are talking about, because we have the ajnanam about the Atma, so this leads to appearance of the world, as we say, the Jagat, samsara. And it's like a dirgha swapna, like we are having, like, because the ajnanam has no beginning. So life after life, we are like watching this swapna. And this leads to all the illusions, being Swarga, as well as the moksha. Because like moksha is also an illusion when we say that we are bounded and we need liberation, where we don't know that we are already, Atma is already Mukta. So we aspire to get moksha. But Swamiji mentioned that that kind of Brahma of moksha is like when you wake up. So other kind of Brahma like Swarga Adi, you keep on spinning in this like dream. But when you start on the moksha, initially you think that, okay, you are bounded, you need moksha. Then you have all the qualities that are needed in a sadhaka that we have in the Bhagavad Gita. All of them are still Brahma. But when you have that aparoksha jnanam, then you say that you are already mukta.
Very good, very good. Sums up this verse. Only I caution you, even your own thinking, use words carefully. I like to call the dream like. It's not like somebody is dreaming. Brahmaji is sitting there and dreaming the Jagat. So in your own mind, you think of it as dream like rather than dream, because the dream is something we understand very well. So it is like that in this. It's a similar experience if you want. And therefore use words which are very good, but good summary. Therefore, this Dirgha Swapna like, where our normal Swapna lasts very short time. This lasts Janma after Janma after Janma with breaks. But what is the breaks we get? Occasionally, we forget this subject of division. We experience the Aikyam. Aikyam is not something to experience, only something we know. But what happens in our daily life, that such a thing is possible, is established. That subject of division is illusory, is established by our own experience. It is not moksha, but it is like that. We say that therefore it is possible. Yes, Divyansh.
Swamiji, so like because this verse is talking about the Jagat as like a dream. So we know that like wherever we are talking about these things in Shastra, we are not saying that Jagat is a dream. We are saying that the commonality because the dream also has one Adhisthana and similarly we have the one Adhisthana for this
Correct,
Jagat.
correct,
But
correct.
I heard somewhere it's I think Swami Nikhilananda of Ramakrishna Mission. So he had written I think some commentary on the Mandukya Karika, and he in the appendix I think that is already taken from the Gaudapadacharya that he had already pointed out in Mandukya Karika that like what makes a dream and what makes a waking world. He lists out 10 points and he then
Mm.
negates all 10 points, and after that a person may be thinking, oh wait, am I still in a dream? So,
I know. Have you seen this movie called Matrix?
yes, or
It is something
Inception.
similar. How much they understood, I don't know. The director understood, I'm not sure. But it is something very similar that you are acting a part in somebody else is directing the whole thing. Interesting concept, but and therefore made into a movie. But the idea is similar. So this is Mahanidra. So let's complete the reading.
Swamiji, shall I read?
Yes, Anna. How have you been?
Mo-
How are things going there and for you in Germany?
Swamiji, everything is well,
All
Swamiji.
under control?
Yes, 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 Swamiji.
Very good, very good. You saw this thing about our winter camp in November, early December.
Yes, Swamiji. I'll be there, Swamiji.
Okay, great. Okay, please read.
Moksha is as real as the bondage is. If the bondage is Satyam, moksha is impossible. If the bondage is not there at all, then you do not require moksha at all. Bondage is mithya. It is neither real nor non-existent. It is because of avidya alone there is bondage. Therefore, moksha also is mithya, and so is mokshecha. Moksha icha enjoys an empirical reality. Within the empirical experience, there is sukha dukkha, ishta anishta, etc. Among the purusharthas, moksha icha is important. It is important because the other purusharthas do not free you, do not take you away from samsara, whereas moksha icha is able to take you away from samsara. Therefore, moksha is considered to be parama purushartha. If at all there can be a valid desire, moksha icha is that valid desire. Vedanta becomes the valid pramana, and the valid prama is vastu prama because it is not subject to negation. If abhaditam jnanam, then the vastu should be abhaditam. The abhadita vastu jnanam alone can be called abhaditam. The pramana also is abhadita in the sense that you cannot negate what the pramana says. And also, there cannot be a better purushartha. Therefore, all these become one class. Within the mithya vyavahara itself, they become one class. In terms of purushartha, in terms of pramana, in terms of prama, in terms of vastu, all these belong to one class. Why? Because within that swapna itself, this is the class which wakes you up. If this is so, atah siddham aham brahma sachidananda lakshanam. Vedanta vedya vastu jnanam is the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma iti Jnanam. And that is not Bhadita in any way. If this is understood, that is Moksha.
The last line is very interesting. That is moksha. When we start our quest, all of us, I think there's no exception to that. When we first start attending Shravanam, we only have a vague idea of moksha. That moksha is like still within the Mahanidra. We don't know exactly what it is. Something is there, something better than all of these, something better than even Swarga, for example. That reminds me of an interesting story in Bhagavatam. I believe when I think it was Radha, Krishna told her, I will grant you moksha. She said, I don't want moksha. I want to be with you. So she didn't understand what he's talking when he said, I'll give you moksha. I'll grant you moksha. Like Arjuna, she also probably didn't recognize Krishna as Ishvara. When he said, I will give you moksha, that means what? I will make you understand you and I are the same. They're not two different entities. But because she did not understand, a lot of people think like that, that the highest form of achievement after having negated any achievement in the Jagat, in this world means on the earth, in this Janma, they come to the conclusion that the highest form of achievement is to go to one of the higher lokas. There are 7 higher lokas. Bhu is earth. Bhuva, Swaha, Janaha, Tapaha, Mahaha, Satyam. All these 7 levels are there of loka. Now go to one of those lokas. That is because of incomplete understanding. That's how we start. So here also, moksha, when looked at like that, continues to be part of the same Mahanidra. But as we do more and more Shravanam, more and more Mananam, there's clarity about what is moksha, then that clear moksha is waking up. So that is a distinction we can see in this. Very nice. So moksha ichcha, that itself is a bit confusing. What is moksha? Unless you know exactly what moksha is, so how can you have moksha ichcha? If the idea of moksha itself is incomplete, then moksha ichcha also will be like that. Okay. Shall we go to the next verse?
Yes. Now, someone raises another contention. If you say this Advaya Vastu is non-dual, Ekam, then what about this Bhoktra-Bhogya division? This is a very real division because it is experienced. And this is accepted in the Shastra too. Syal Lokavat. There's a footnote. Bhoktra Apat Tera Vibhagaschet Syal Lokavat from Brahma Sutra.
Shal loka, what is shal loka? Syat lokavat. Here, shal loka, syat lokavat. As in the loka, you have division. This is in Brahma Sutra. This is not one we've done. This is not one of the 4 main Chatushloki. Bhoktra apatreva
Apatera Vibhagaschet.
Vibhagaschet. Apatare.
Apatera
Otra apatare or apatare? I'm not very sure of this. I don't see. But essentially what he's saying is that he's quoting Brahma Sutra to say that the Vibhaga is there. Everybody knows it is there, and it's also quoted in the Brahma Sutra.
Yes. The experiencer experienced division. The subject object division is a real division. This division is something that is here and now, and no pramana can eliminate that. According to you, there is only one vastu, Brahma Ekam Brahma. There are many things in the world which are one and have no jati, like Akashaha, space. There is only one space. There is no Akasha jati. Similarly, this may be one Brahman. Why not we take oneness of Brahman in this way? Then it is alright. But when you say Brahman is the only thing that is there, then you are swallowing the evident difference of subject and object. Bhokta and Bhogya. The experiencer experienced. In the process, Bhokta and Bhogyam are presented as one and the same Brahman, which is contradictory to our experience. And another problem is that the Bhokta is Chetana and the Bhogya is Achetana, Jada, inert. Therefore, your Brahman becomes Jada Jadam. Brahman is Jadam and Ajadam. Chetana and Achetana is contradictory. How can I be Achetana aspect of Brahman? I am only Chetana. I cannot be Jada Jadam. I cannot be Jada Jadam Brahma because I am a conscious being, Chetana. I am not a Jadavastu. This Jada Jadam Brahma Katam Aham Asmi Iti. This kind of contention is there. Therefore, this Jada Ajada Bheda is now analyzed here.
You understand the argument of the Purupakshi?
Yes, Swamiji.
This Jagat consists of Jada and Ajada. Jada is insentient. Ajada is which is living, sentient. He says, I am sentient in the way I understand myself, the body mind sense complex, I am sentient being. Everybody is born sentient. Except for a stillborn child, everybody is born sentient. And you make sure that the child is sentient by picking it up and giving it a whack. And then the child cries. So you know it is not Jada. So if the whole Jagat is the combination of Jada and Ajada, then, and if they all come from Brahman, according to the contention that he's arguing, then that has to be both Jada and Ajada. Therefore, Brahman must be Jada Jada. But I am only Ajada. I am only sentient. I am not insentient. See, the argument is so fallacious. You can see that. In the first, this thing, when he says, I experience subject-object division, therefore it is real. Anything you experience is mithya. Every experience is a non-self-existing thing. It's only mithya. But our contention is, I can see it, I can touch it, I can feel it, therefore it is real. Whereas, according to the understanding of Vedanta, anything which you can perceive cannot be real. So there itself is made a blunder. All this thing is saying, I experience, therefore it is true. Everybody experiences, therefore it got to be true. Which is itself incorrect. And is also arguing that I am not a Jadavastu, but you are. In the way you think of yourself as the body mind sense complex, you are a Jadavastu. Everything there is Jada, except the fact they are made to look like sentient by Chidabhasa. as though reflected. Remember the example we were looking at the other day? Within this solar system, sun is the only effulgent entity. And in a room where the sunlight falls, there are some objects which can reflect the sunlight and some objects which cannot reflect sunlight. Therefore, what reflects the sunlight looks like it is effulgent. That which cannot reflect the sunlight looks like it is jada. So what reflects sunlight looks like it is able to reveal other objects. It is not like the opaque object. Something very similar. There is only one vastu, and that is sentiency itself, consciousness. And when the presence is felt in all the objects here, some of them are able to, like the reflective surface in the room, are able to show the presence of Atma Chaitanyam. Some others are not able to show it. Therefore, both are kalpita. One looks like Chaitana, other looks like Achetana. But both are kalpita, non-self-existing. Okay.
जडा जड विभागोऽयम् अजडे मयि कल्पितः भित्तिभागे समे चित्र चराचर विभागवत्. We do not say that.
Shall try and make out the meaning by just understanding the words? Anybody want to have a go at it? You can do an Anvaya first, probably easier.
Ajada vibhagah ayam ajade mai kalpitah vitti bhage same chitra charachara vibhagavat.
The second line is the example.
Drishtanta.
What is the Drishtanta is giving? Bitti is, the mud walls you have. That is called a bitti. Bitti bhage is the side of that, of a house or whatever is created in the mud wall, on which you can make a projection. In fact, if you go to the villages, that's probably what you'll see, whatever projected movies you want to see. Like that wall, it shows both chara and achara chitra. What is chara?
Moving.
Achara. Chara
That's
is
what which has movement, which means it is
sentient.
ajada. And achara is that which doesn't move, like mountains. Both are shown in that. But basically, like a cinema screen, everything happens, both jada, ajada are there, people fighting, people
Fire,
whatever. Yeah.
But the screen does not
or
get
if it is Bollywood people, in my days, Bollywood, you have two people running around trees. The tree is Achetana. Not Achetana, sorry. Achara. Doesn't move. And those two going round and round there, they are Chara. All that is reflected in the screen. Screen is untouched by all of that. So that is the Drishtanta. That, like that vibhaga, like that difference you see, charachara vibhagavat, in the same way, jada vibhaga. What is all in the Jagat is only our example of all the objects in the room, some of which are reflective surfaces, some of which are opaque surfaces. One looks like effulgent, one looks like non-effulgent. Everything is my kalpite only. They are all non-self-existing. Okay?
Yes. We do not say that Jada and Ajada are outside Brahman. Both Jada and Ajada, which mean Chetana and Achetana, are Brahman alone. How can it be so? Kalpitatvat. Both Jada and Ajada being Kalpita, Adhyastha, superimposed. Jada Jada Vibhagoyam Idam Bhogyam Jadam Ayam Atma Bhokta Ajadaha Iti Vibhagaha Kalpitaha. Atma is not Jada, I am conscious, and any Bhogya is Jada. Jada Ajadam iti I am Vibhagaha. This conscious, inert, sentient, insentient division is one of those tricks of Maya. Thank God there is this Jada Ajada Vyavastha. There is an order here. Otherwise, do you know what? You cannot eat. The plate will begin to eat, or the food will begin to eat also.
The plate is also sentient. What will happen? You put food on the plate hoping to eat something, plate will begin to eat. Or the food will begin to eat also. Or run away. Like some of these, I saw some cartoon many years ago, I saw. Which was that? I don't remember the name of the cartoon, but the chef is trying to catch hold of a, what is it called? The vandu. What is it called?
Crab.
A crab is running away. For him, crab is food, no? He's trying to catch that food. Yes, Divyansh?
Swamiji, I think it reminds me of a joke by Puja
Mhm.
Swamiji. Like, thank God the hair are not sentient. Otherwise, the barber had to put anesthesia to each hair separately before cutting.
Correct. Correct. I mean, the whole thing is so, if you start imagining what might be the situation if everything were sentient. Yeah.
This Jada and Ajada division is the greatest trick by Bhagavan. This is the greatest trick because the Adhisthana for both Kalpita Jada and Ajada is one Chaitanya alone. Therefore, Ajade Mai Ayam Vibhagaha Kalpitaha. Ayam Vibhagaha, this division as conscious and inert is Kalpitaha, is superimposed upon the Ajada Atma, Mayaya Kalpitaha. It is Kalpita by Bhagavan's Maya Shakti alone. Why do you say Ajade Mai Kalpitaha? Because Jadam is also Sachidatma, Brahman alone. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That Brahma alone lends existence to Jadam. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, they are non-separate from Ajadam. Ajadam Brahma. Chaitanyam Brahma, which is myself. Swamiji, I did not get this. Why do you say Ajade Mai Kalpitaha? Ajade Mai in the sense like the consciousness which is I, right? Swamiji? So in me, which is
Correct.
Ajada, the answer is because Jadam is also Sachidatma Brahman alone.
The Ajada he's talking about here is the only Ajada. It is the pure consciousness now. Bad word. It is consciousness.
Okay.
Chaitanyam. The Ajada that we're talking about in the Jagat is not the same.
Okay, got it.
The Ajada there is equivalent to the reflected Ajada. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, the Bhokta, the one who experiences the world, that is also the same Brahman alone. In one, the Bhokta, Brahman appears as Chetana, and in the other, Bhogya, Brahman appears as though Achetana. The division, is it in Brahman or in the object superimposed? If the Bhokta and Bhogya are both Brahman, as it is presented here, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma iti, then the division is only in what is superimposed. If Brahman is the Adhisthana, Bhokta, Ajada, is a superimposition, and Bhogyam, Jadam, is also a superimposition. If the Bhokta and the Bhogyam are both superimpositions, the division is between the two superimposed objects. Therefore, the division has the same degree of reality as the objects of division. The world is looked up as being divided into Bhokta and Bhogyam. If Bhoktritvam is not the dharma of the Atma, which is Brahman, and the Bhogyam objectness is also not the dharma of the Atma, which is Brahman, then Bhoktri Bhogya, both of them are superimposed, therefore Mithya. Then the division between them as Jadam and Jadam Ajadam iti is also equally Mithya.
Equally Mithya. This will be very clear, no?
Yes, Swamiji.
Where is the division coming from? Our example of sunlight hitting a room and being reflected by some objects and not being reflected by some other objects makes it very clear. Those objects which are reflecting the sunlight, those objects which are absorbing the sunlight, and the difference between them are really, from the point of view of Paramarthika, there's no difference. There's only one sun. So here also the Atma is only one, the Chaitanyam. And what is superimposed on the Atma are Jadavastu and Ajadavastu. That is only because of the division there. That's only because of Upadhi. All the Veda is only Upadhi Veda.
Swamiji, I heard of an example for this, which is similar to this, but instead of using the objects which reflect the sunlight, the example of magnifying glass was used with the same example, where there is a sunlight which is hitting on, let's say, a grass or paper, but when we put a magnifying glass under the sun, then it catches fire. So this fire is caused by the same sunlight. The sun is what is manifesting as fire in the grass or in the paper, but it is due to the presence of this magnifying glass. So this magnifying glass is the instrument which makes the difference of creating a fire. So similarly, this body or this body mind sense complex is a medium or an instrument where the Atma is manifested and seen as sentient being.
Very good example. Because that it creates, like the case of fire, here what it creates is Sukha Dukha, etc. Ityadi. Whereas for the Jadavastu, there are no Sukha Dukha. So here, where equal to fire, here it is equal to all the experiences in the world.
Yes.
Basically, Upadhi Veda is there in those two.
Upadhi Veda, absolutely right.
Okay. Now, how do you say
somebody
that?
Has appreciated Divyansh's summing up. Well done, Divyansh. Actually, it's quite good summary. Although he was not there in the class, I think he's studied the book carefully or heard the class recordings.
Yes, I just watched it just before this class, so everything was fresh.
Very good. Very...
Yeah. Swamiji, I have one question.
Yeah.
So we are talking about that both Chetan and Achetan, and Chetana Vastu lending the consciousness from the Brahman. But can it be other way round as well? Let's say the Brahman is Achetan and the Achetan Vastu lends its Achetanam from Brahman, and Chaitanyam is something that
comes from somewhere else. Where does it come from?
No. Let's say that is coming from the Sukshma Sharira or something.
Yeah. No, you imagine to yourself, you can answer that question yourself, you know enough. There is only one consciousness, only one sentient vastu. From that, all these are imagined by superimposition, both are imagined. From an from a jada vastu, you cannot get ajada vastu.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Shall we continue?
This is also true, no, sir? From Ajada, you can't get Jada.
No, you can't. No. From ajada, you can get jada. You know, from a very simple example, you see when a childbirth takes place, when a stillborn baby is born, it is jada. You get both. You get jada also and you get ajada also. But only from a jada vastu. From a jada vastu, you can get a jada vastu. From an ajada vastu, you can get ajada and jada vastu.
Like in a dream.
Yeah.
Swamiji, then this Kalpita, if we consider, for example, the rope snake example, then from Jada, which is a rope, we imagine a snake which is in the imagination, it is a Jada, right? So
It is our own creation, it's not Ishvara creation. It's not Ishvara system. You take examples of Ishvara system, then you'll probably see this a little better.
Yeah.
But the Jiva is also Ajada in that case. So Ajada was like Jiva is projecting a Ajada on Ajada thing. I think.
The stillborn baby is from Jada, no? From Jada, Ajada is born, right?
No. Stillborn baby is Jada. Correct? Stillborn baby is a Jada vastu. Correct?
Is it Rajada? It's got no
Ajada
life.
means sentient. Jada means that which is non-sentient, insentient.
Inert. Jada means inert.
Inert.
Yeah, inert, correct. Ajada is sentient. Okay.
Yeah.
how do you say that? From the previous continuation. Let us take the dream example. Here the author gives another example. We will see it later. In the dream, all that is there is what? You. Are you the dreamer, Jadam or Ajadam? Are you Jada or Ajada? You are Ajada. Any doubt there? You are Ajada Chetana. You create a dream. So nothing in the dream is apart from Chaitanya, you. In the dream, what do you have? Jadam and Ajadam, both. There is a mountain which is Jada and a mountain like fellow on the mountain who is Ajada. This Jada Jada Bheda is perceived. One is Jada and the other is Ajada. And both of them are Ajade Mai Kalpitaha. Both of them are Kalpita in me alone. Because
Ajade Mai Kalpita, I told you the Ajada here is the only sentient being. Because you can see that Ajade Mai, both are Saptami. In me. That in me is the Chetana.
Yes. Are Kalpita in me alone. Because all that is there is one Chaitanya and there are Jada Ajada division appears. Within the dream, there is an experiencer, a Bhokta, and an experienced world which is Pugyam. This experiencer experienced division, I am Vibhagaha, Mai Ajade Chaitanye Atmani Kalpitaha. There is no real Jada Jada Vibhaga.
Thank God for the dream experience. We can relate to this very easily. Otherwise, you'd have a lot more difficulty in understanding this.
All mithya.
The mountain and the body of the person on the mountain in the dream are both upadis for the Chaitanya Atma. Upadi pradhanataya, upadi pradhanataya. If you look at the mountain from the standpoint of the upadi, it is bhogyam, jadam. Antahkarana also is an upadi. And from the idam standpoint, it is jadam. From the standpoint of the upahita chaitanya, upahita chaitanya pradhanataya, when you do not look at the upadi, but you look at only the chaitanya manifesting through it, then it is chetana. Upadi pradhanataya antahkaranam is jadam, and upahita chaitanya pradhanataya, it is chetanam. No.
What is upahita?
The opposite of upadhi, pradhanyam, you give upahita, will be the seen from the point of view of the Chaitanyam. Upahita pradhanataya antakaranam is jadam. Seen from that perspective, it is jadam. Upahita literal meaning, I'm not very sure at the moment. I can tell you. What should it be? Upadhi pradhanyam, upahita pradhanyam. Upahita chaitanya. Oh, without the upadhi. Upahita. Without the upadhi.
Note, the whole dream is you, the conscious dreamer. But within the dream, you look at yourself in a twofold way, as the experiencer and the experienced, as subject and object. You have a body-mind-sense complex within the dream. You take that as the subject and take everything objectified by this subject as objects. Again, within the objects, you see a few as sentient, which are themselves capable of knowing, emoting, and responding like you, and you see others which do not enjoy this capacity. So you divide your dream world into sentient and insentient. These two aspects through which you view yourself are called upadis. Jada upadi and Chetana upadi. They are called upadis because without being inherent to the dreamer, they make the undivided dreamer consciousness. Appear to be divided into sentient and insentient. Your way of seeing yourself in this twofold way in no way affects the conscious dreamer, you. You see yourself through these viewpoints of sentient and insentient, while you, the conscious being, the dreamer, lend existence to both Jada and Ajada and remain untouched by either. The drishti, the viewpoint of looking at a Nama Rupa through the Chaitanya manifesting as sentience, is called Upahita Chaitanya.
Explained it also.
Upahita Chaitanya Pradhana Drishti, meaning the prominence is given to the manifest sentience. Here the fact that this sentient object, a knower, is also known and therefore Jada is overlooked. On the other hand, the viewpoint of looking at something as this, just as a known object as insentient, is called Upadhi Pradhana Drishti, meaning the Swarupa Chaitanya is overlooked, although it is very much there. Only the object being there as something objectified is paid attention to, which means that this Drishti is not Chit Pradhana. Both these are only viewpoints and do not in any way alter the fact that all that is there is one Vastu. One ajada atma, which is neither subject nor object, neither jada nor ajada. Here, in the context of ajade mayi atmani kalpitaha, ajada is not something opposed to jada, but that which pervades and transcends both jada and ajada, transcends the jada-jada vibhaga. When this is understood, both jada and ajada are only points of view, upadhis, mithya. We should not touch the vastu. They are kalpita. So, the jada-jada vibhaga is also kalpita alone.
There's a sentence here. I want somebody to talk about this. And these are only viewpoints and do not in any way alter the fact that all that is there is one vastu, one ajada atma, which is neither subject nor object, neither jada nor ajada. How do you read the sentence? What do you make of the sentence? All that is there is one vastu, one ajada atma, which is neither subject nor object, neither jada nor ajada.
Talking about Atma Lakshana, because Atma Lakshana is that Jada, Jada, Chara, Chara, everything. The Adhisthana is this one, which is unchanging. So this can neither be Jada nor Ajada. So it's talking about the Atma Lakshanas.
You're right. But let me make the question more pointed. One part of the sentence says, there is only one vastu, one ajada atma. In the same sentence, he says, which is neither jada nor ajada. So he's saying it is ajada atma, which is neither jada nor ajada. How do you understand?
Ajada Atma
How you
refers
look
to
at
the
it.
waker you, right? And neither Jada, Ajada refers to the objects in the dream world, which could be sentient and insentient. Both are there in the dream world. Everything is mithya. None of that is real.
It's almost
Right.
like mithya, which is sat. You can't say it is sat. It's not. You can't say it's a sat.
Correct, correct.
It's like
The fact that there are two ajadas used here. One says
One is the
atma,
waker you.
ajada atma, and the other says neither jada nor ajada.
And
From the
Chaitanya
perspective,
Atma.
yeah, go ahead.
One is Chaitanya Atma, which is mentioned as Ajada Atma, and the other Ajada used, the word is the same, but it
Absolutely.
refers to the sentience.
Absolutely right. That's what you were saying. That's absolutely correct. Because when, in all of these things, there's one thing we are repeatedly talking about. Ananda, Anananda belong to the Jagat, all Mithya. Then what is that Ananda we talk about, Sachidananda? Ananda, Anananda belong to Jagat. Therefore, I can say Atma is neither Ananda nor Anananda. But at the same time, I can say that Vastu is Ananda Vastu. Ananda Swarupa Vastu.
Is it possible to say it is nirvachaniyam, indescribable?
It is.
Nirvachaniyam, nirvachaniyam, nirvachaniyam. This indescribable.
I'm not even very clear here, very clear. There's a little problem. Can somebody repeat what Jagdish
Talking about
said?
Anirvachaniyam. Can we say it is Anirvachaniyam?
Yeah. That is in the Jagat. No? Seen from there, all these Jada, Ajada, all this thing all belong to the Jagat only. They all Mithya. But we use the same word to describe Chaitanya also. We say it is Ananda. And then we also say it is neither Ananda nor Anananda. It is Ajada, but it is neither Jada nor Ajada. That's something we need to be very clear about. Yes, Divyansh.
so Swamiji, like if we want to like rephrase it better, so we have two ajadas here. So can we like have separate words for each?
I can't think of a word. As in the case of Ananda, at least we have simply say Swarupananda.
Anantam.
Here also maybe we can say Swarupananda, I don't know.
Swamiji,
See,
can we use Chaitanya and Chetana?
yeah, probably the only thing, Chaitanyam is the only Chaitanya Vastu. Chetana, Achetana here only becomes within the Jagat. For example, in the case of knowledge and ignorance, Jnanam, we say Atma is Jnanam only. But again, we say it is neither Jnanam nor Ajnanam. It is Jnapti. There at least Bhashakara has given us a word. Jna Dhaturtha. So, as long as you understand it, it doesn't matter what word you use. It's just clarity that Ajada we're talking about is the Chaitanyam. This Jada Ajada we're talking about in the Loka.
Can we say like this Jada Ajada as like manifestation of Chaitanyam? Because in the, I think, Shastra it's
The
said like that.
Ajada is manifestation of Chaitanyam.
Yes.
The Jada is also manifestation, but non-perceptible.
No, it's not manifest. It's unmanifested Brahman, we can say.
It is the same Brahman, because whether it is Jada Vastu, Ajada Vastu, and the space in between, they're all only one Brahman.
Yes.
Here we are seeing two discrete things. We are seeing the man on the mountain and the mountain. Correct? Seeing two distinct things. But if you look at it, take one more step back and look at the total, the man on the mountain, and everything in between is also only Brahman.
Yes, but Chaitanya aspect is manifested in the man, but not in the mountain.
Correct. You're right. What is manifested in the Ajada, in the Jada Vastu?
Only the Sat part.
Sat is manifested there. Here, Sat and Chit are visible.
Okay.
That's only difference.
And Swamiji, like, can you give a like direct definition of Chaitanya versus Chetana?
As long as you understand it, don't worry about it. I mean, I can't come up with a dictionary definition for this.
Swamiji, the closest may be Chaitanyam is consciousness.
Correct.
Satyam Jnanam Anantam, that is Chaitanyam. Whenever we say Chetana, it is actually reflected consciousness.
Correct. That is the way we use it.
Because Chetana is used only in our Vyavaharika sense that we are conscious.
Therefore, what happens is many commentators will say pure Chaitanyam, or they will say universal consciousness. But as long as you understand what you're saying and the hearer also understands what you're saying, it's okay. I am not particularly happy with words like universal Chaitanyam or even pure Chaitanyam. I mean, pure Chaitanyam implies there's an impure Chaitanyam also. That's why I'm very wary of using such adjectives.
Nirupadik Chaitanyam and Sopadik Chaitanyam. Sorry.
Like I said, as long as you understand and whoever you're telling that to, he understands, that's fine. Yeah, shall we?
Yes. Again, back to page 200.
Yeah.
So, Jada Vibhaga is due to Upadhi alone. It is Kalpita. Without the Upadhi, there is no Jada. There is no Ajada also. Ajada is only from the standpoint of the consciousness seemingly conditioned by the Antahkarana Upadhi. When a mountain is the Upadhi, the mountain Upahita Chaitanya is an object. Because it is only an Idam Pratyaya Vishaya. I'll read this sentence again. When a mountain is the Upadhi, the mountain Upahita Chaitanya is an object. Because it is only an Idam Pratyaya Vishaya. Being an idam pratyaya vishaya, it becomes upadi pradana. Upadi is the
I just
mountain.
looked at the upahita meaning in the dictionary. Put on, upon, placed, deposited, put into, joining, connected with, resting or dependent upon, used, employed, all these meanings of the word. Sometimes it's very difficult because upahita comes from the ha dhatu. And ha dhatu, if I remember right, is a third class of dhatus, which means it will always become ha, jahatyodi, jatyadi,
Jyotyadikana.
jyotyadi. I don't know how it will become upahita. Upasam
Vittam
is there, but
speciality.
ha becomes he.
Dada, it becomes
Upahita.
Dada and then Dada.
So
Anyway,
Upahita is with Upadhi, right?
yeah.
So upahita means with upadi, Swamiji.
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay. So
It's
being
two,
an idam.
two words, Swamiji. Ubahita is also there, Upahita is also there.
Where in the dictionary you mean?
Yeah, dictionary, when you type, there are two words coming in Sanskrit online dictionary, Upahita and Upahita.
Yeah, but here we talk about upahita.
Yeah, Upahita means it is a dha dhatu with a prefix of upa.
Hmm.
It has given some sentence also it gave.
You have to go to the grammar to find out.
Hmm.
Then how does it become upahita? I have to go into the grammar to find out.
Some
No,
of it
but-
says is Ubahidam Jnanam, Ubahidaha Dharmaha, like that.
Okay, let's not waste too much time on that. We can figure it out. Maybe if I find out, I'll let you know the next
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Okay, we
Being an
already
idam.
passed the time. Anand, can we stop
Okay.
here and continue from this next
Yes,
paragraph?
Swamiji.
Mountain and the body of the person on the mountain. We will go through again.
Yeah, okay.
Both Upadhis for the Chaitanya Atma. Upahita, Upadhi, Pradhanyataya. If you look at the mountain from the standpoint of the Upadhi, it is Bhogyam, Jadam. From the standpoint of the Upahita Chaitanya, Pradhanataya, when you do not look at the Upadhi, you look at only the Chaitanya manifesting through it, then it becomes Chaitanya. Okay. Associated with Chaitanya, yes. But we'll find out. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Thank you.
Om Swami.
Om Swamiji.
Swamiji.
Om.
Hmm.